He married me for a contract. But God revealed the truth. I didn't find out my husband married me for love. I found out he married me because someone paid him to. And the worst part? He didn't deny it. But what I uncovered next was bigger than betrayal. It was a system. And I was the target. The false pregnancy scandal was supposed to destroy me. The media storm. The boardroom whispers. The silent investors. And behind it all? A powerful corporate strategist with a perfect reputation. But when I confronted her, she said something that still haunts me. You were never collateral damage. You were resistance. I thought she meant business. I was wrong. Because 3 days later, an encrypted file appeared in my inbox. No sender. No message. Just a password hint. Our beginning. My wedding date. And that's when everything shifted. Inside the file were transaction records. Large payments. From a holding company connected to her network. To my husband. Dated 6 months before he proposed. My hands went numb. At first, I told myself it had to be consulting. Advising. Investment. But the payment description said something else. Engagement phase. Alignment monitoring. Access expansion. Access. To what? To me. I didn't confront him immediately. I watched him instead. And for the first time, I realized he never once looked surprised during the scandal. I placed the documents on the table. No yelling. No tears. Just one question. What is this? He didn't panic. He didn't deny it. He just closed his eyes. It started as a contract, he said quietly. The room felt like it tilted. What contract? To get close to you. Silence. Then the words that shattered everything. You were rising too fast. They wanted influence over your decisions. Over your future. So you married me? I whispered. It wasn't supposed to become real. But it did. At least, that's what he claimed. The next file exposed something worse. An internal document labeled Project Covenant. Objective. Secure influence over high-integrity public figures through relational infiltration. Primary target, me. Assigned asset, my husband. Duration, 24 months pre-engagement. There were progress notes. Emotional attachment tracking. Trust metrics. Access development. One line stopped my breathing. Asset may be compromised by genuine emotional involvement. Compromised. Love was considered a weakness. Let me ask you something. If someone lies to protect you, is it still betrayal? Tell me in the comments. Because I didn't know what to believe anymore. I thought exposing this would end it. So I met her. Alone. She was calm. Polished. Untouchable. You built a relationship as a weapon, I said. She smiled. Strategic unions have shaped power for centuries. You studied me. We evaluated you. And my husband? Assets are necessary. But here's what she didn't expect. Internal audits had already begun. Her empire was cracking. For the first time, I saw something flicker in her eyes. Concern. I thought I was winning. I wasn't. Another file arrived. This one wasn't financial. It was medical. 2 years before the wedding, I suffered a miscarriage. Early. Unexplained. Doctors blamed stress. But this file showed something chilling. Access logs. My medical metadata had been monitored. Through network insurance systems tied to her company. Timestamped. The night everything changed. I confronted him again. Did they know? I asked. His silence was worse than confession. They tracked variables, he admitted. Variables? I repeated. Cycle timing. Stress indicators. Risk factors. I stepped back. You're telling me they monitored my body? I didn't think they would interfere, he said. But he didn't say they didn't. And that uncertainty was its own horror. When I met her again, I asked one question. You didn't just want my company, did you? She leaned forward. Influence isn't quarterly, she said calmly. It's generational. My stomach turned. You were selecting partners. We were ensuring alignment. And the miscarriage? She held my gaze. Stress destabilizes fragile things. She never admitted anything. But she didn't deny it. And sometimes silence screams louder than words. That night he told me everything. They threatened to destroy you if I pulled away, he said. So you stayed in the contract? I stayed in the marriage. There's a difference. They believed you were safer inside the system than fighting it. And now? I've sent everything to federal investigators. You'll go to prison. I know. For what? For choosing you. For the first time. I believed him. Because an asset protects the contract. But a husband risks everything to expose it. Here's the part no one expected. I never had to destroy her. Her own system did. Internal greed. Loose alliances. Power struggles. Investigations expanded. Partners turned. Emails surfaced. Funding collapsed. She built a machine designed to control outcomes. But she forgot something. You can manipulate strategy. You can manipulate media. You can manipulate people. But you cannot manipulate truth forever. And you cannot outmaneuver God. Her empire didn't fall because I attacked it. It fell because exposure was inevitable. That was God's perfect revenge. Not chaos. Revelation. I used to think betrayal was loud. Explosive. Obvious. Now I know something different. Sometimes betrayal is engineered. Planned. Funded. Strategic. Sometimes love begins in deception. But here's what terrifies systems built on control. Love can become real. An asset can choose humanity. A contract can become confession. And truth can surface at the exact moment it's needed most. We thought revenge meant destruction. But God's perfect revenge wasn't about punishment. It was about exposure. It was about pride collapsing. It was about hidden motives stepping into light. And sometimes, God doesn't remove the storm. He lets it reveal who was never meant to stand beside you. If something begins in deception, can it end in redemption? That answer is still unfolding.